Hey YouTube, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a first impressions video on this knife. This is the Massdrop Ferrum Forge Buck. This is another one of the Ferrum Forge design titanium frame locks built by We Knives and available through Massdrop. Now, I want to share this with you for a couple of reasons. I have a slightly different version than what was original on the available on the first drop, and two, they've made these available again. So I thought I would let people know if you missed the first drop, you can follow the link in the description box below, or just go to Massdrop yourself. But I'd prefer you follow the link anyway, and get in on this drop for yourself. Quickly turning this over, a little bit of a description. Essentially, it's a Ferrum Forge design titanium frame lock that's designed or inspired by Asian cavalry sabers. In terms of packaging, sorry, I guess I should do this on screen. Let me just pull this open for you. It comes in the Massdrop We Knives pouch. Microfiber cloth in there, a little bit of silica gel, and a bag. You'll notice that the knife is not in there, and that's because the knife is right here. I've already taken it out. Okay, so there's a look. Now you may notice right away that this is a little different than the initial drop that was available, which looked more like this picture. Now with the second drop, you have some more options. You can still do the plain titanium, or you have a couple of milling options. One is a little more organic. This one is a little more angular. I can't remember. I think one is called the Mothership, and I think that's what this one is. I could be completely wrong on that. It could be the other one, but which either way, you do have some milling patterns and some color options available, which I do kind of like. Now, let me give you a quick look at this color, and you guys tell me what you think. It's blue. I guess like often is the case with blue anodization, it has a little bit of a purple tint to it. At least that's how I feel about this one. I like the contrast created with the gray backspacer and then that nice satin ground S35 VN blade. So let's do a quick rundown here. So there's the blade. It's sort of a cleaver style blade. This is the first time I've tried one of these, so I'll have to let you know what I think when I get to the full review. Maybe I'll talk about the cleaver style blade a little bit. And I do have some thoughts on this. You can see I did try to wipe this off, but I didn't do a very good job. Maybe this would be an appropriate time to get that handy microfiber cloth they send and give this a quick wipe down so that it looks a little nicer for the camera. There we go. That's a little nicer. So S35 VN steel. You can see that it's a satin finish, nice big finger choil. I gotta say, I really like that. Typical We action on this, guys. Really, really well done. When I get to the full review of this knife as well as the crux, I will let you take a look at the internals here. There's a couple things that I really like how they've done them. And then, of course, we come down to the frame lock, titanium backspacer, milled pocket clip, all the stuff that we essentially expect to see on a well-built, higher-end titanium frame lock, but coming in at a very, very affordable price point. You know, that's where these things, in my mind, really, really stand out. You know, there are lots of good titanium frame locks for $150 to $200, or even $200 to $250. And I would say this is at least as good as any one of those 200-ish titanium frame locks, only you're getting it for like $125, which is really, really good. I paid a little extra for the milling. I think it was like $134, let's say. I could be, you know, a little off on that, but that's where I'm going with. That's what I'm going with in terms of my best remembered guess. Quick impression here. The jimping is nice. It feels pretty good in hand. I like the fact that I can choke up a little bit. Let's get you guys some numbers. I do have a ruler here somewhere. There we go. All right, so what are we dealing with? We have just under 8 inches, about 7 and 11/16 maybe. So just a little over 7 3/4 inches when it's open. In the closed position, we have 4 and, what do we got? 5/16, so 4 5/16, just a little over 4 1/4. Blade length on this guy is going to land right on 3.5 inches, although you are losing some cutting edge with that choil. Handle area, or grip area, I guess, about 3¼ inches. Feels just a little bit bigger in hand, or a little bit longer in hand than the crux does. And let's go ahead and grab a weight here as well. Come on. All right. 3.58 ounces. 3.58 ounces, pretty darn good. Just for comparison's sake, I know this is not the full review. Let's drop the crux on there, 4.22 ounces. So you can see there's a considerable bit of more material here anyway. So that gives you a quick number there. So what is my overall impression on this knife? Well, I've got to say, guys, I feel like this is an interesting, well-built EDC knife. You know, I wouldn't call it tactical. I wouldn't call it hard use or heavy duty. I think it's definitely designed to be an everyday carry type of knife, to be fairly small, fairly easy to pocket. But what it's adding is that extra little bit of interest and detail, certainly an interesting blade shape. And so this is for the person who, you know, they want a nicer EDC knife. They don't want to break the bank to get it. You know, this has a very high-end feel to it, but isn't attached to a really high-end price tag. So I think Massdrop has done a really good job here in offering us something cool and affordable that really scratches that itch to have something a little bit different in your pocket that, you know, you're not usually going to see. Costs about the same as a paramilitary too, and yet, you know, you've really got some interesting stuff going on. So there you go. That's my initial take. I will do a full review of this, so be watching for that. There's a couple things I want to share with you in terms of, you know, taking this down and showing you kind of what's going on inside and stuff. So I'll have some pictures of that for the full review. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will talk to you soon.